Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and when I'm not watching you with the secret cameras that I installed in your home, you're watching me at the Wolfula reviewing movies. I suppose a review's in order right about now, so let's go with Dead Heat. It's an 80s action/horror flick about a zombie cop that tries to solve his own murder. Let's watch. The film begins with two ruffians wearing Catwoman masks preparing to rob an LA jewelry store.
Where's on the counter, lady?
They really seem to be just there to blindly shoot at the walls because they aren't taking anything. While this is happening, a couple of undercover cops are jamming in a red convertible. The clean-cut officer is Roger Mortis, and this chilling reminder of 80s haircuts is Doug Bigelow. The duo responds to the jewelry store robbery. When the fuzz arrive, the robbers, quite retardedly, walk out in front of the jewelry store, surrounded by cops without a single hostage. I don't think retardedly is a word, but it's what I'd use to describe these robbers. Somehow, though, they managed to take on the full onslaught of bullets while also wiping out nearly every cop there. Am I watching someone play Grand Theft Auto? Well, one of them gets blowed up by a hand grenade, and the other is run down by Roger.
You're under arrest. You have the right to remain disgusting.
You sure that's necessary?
You can't be too careful.
How often does this kind of shit happen in LA? Even though these devil-may-care cops just saved the day, of course the chief is pissed off.
I couldn't help noticing that in spite of Herzog's whining, you guys did the job he didn't. So, I'm prepared to cut you a little slack.
Thank you, sir.
But it would be nice if you could earn it by nailing the rest of these cash and dash fuckers to the wall with a 12-inch railroad spike.
Well, we're working on that, sir.
Work harder!
You just can't win with movie police chiefs. The cops head down to the morgue where the coroner gives them a revelation about those stupid-ass robbers they killed earlier.
You can see where the cut was made, traversing the sternum and incised with an electric saw.
They had surgery?
Nope. They had autopsies. They've been here before, fellas.
What a twist!
So Mortis and Bigelow investigate a pharmaceutical company that has some kind of chemical that can bring the dead back to life or something, I don't know. They speak with Randy James, the company's PR gal. She basically tells them that the company is totally not suspicious, even though when Bigelow sneaks into this room it has a device that looks like it should be a part of the Death Star. While trespassing, Bigelow is attacked by what looks like the Elephant Man if he was a biker. Mortis comes to help his partner fight this obese Frankenstein monster when suddenly he's locked in a decompression room used to kill test animals. Doug is too late to rescue Roger and the man suffocates. Well, that sucks. Now we're stuck with Detective Mullet. During the investigation, Doug takes Rebecca the coroner to Darth Vader's living room. Seriously, shouldn't the FBI or something be looking at this place by now?
This is how they do it, Doug. This is how they resurrect the dead.
Get out of here.
Well, they somehow managed to sneak Roger's corpse here off camera and begin the process that Disney is still working on, bringing a dead guy back to life. After humping the air with electricity coursing through him for about a minute, Roger wakes from death like it was an afternoon nap.
Hi, guys.
You're alive.
Of course I'm alive.
Oh, so everything's just fine then.
I'm not getting a heartbeat.
Okay, he's still an abomination.
I've been scanning the lab report. The resurrection process has an unfortunate side effect.
Which is what?
Progressive decay of reanimated tissue. Irreversible cell damage. You've got 10 to 12 hours tops.
And then what?
All of the cells of your body will dissolve into a kind of organic stew.
Why didn't she fucking find that out before she brought him back to life? You don't just jump into something like that. I should know. I still don't go into my goddamn closet. Anyway, Roger decides he wants to get even with whoever killed him.
The most important thing for me to do right now is to nail whoever did this to me. You understand that, don't you?
He could be spending his last few hours saying goodbye to his loved ones, but hey, revenge is good too. They catch up with that PR lady, Miss James, from earlier. She refuses to help them in their investigation, so they swipe a tape she has and they play it on the TV. The tape features an old man. Hey, wait, is that Vincent Price?
And I want you to know certain things that I was unable to say until now.
Then a couple of zombies show up and shoot up the place. I think this is one of the few movies where zombies have gunfights with each other. They take the fight out to the pool area where these goons get killed twice.
That's really disgusting.
After the shootout, Randy James is more cooperative and tells them she delivered some of that zombie-making chemical to a guy in Chinatown. Then they do what all cops are allowed to do. They take her with them against her will. The gang heads to Chinatown and asks this man named Thule what he did with his delivery. He responds to them by shooting lightning from his chandelier that brings all of the slaughtered animals back from the dead. This whole scene amounts to the actors struggling with puppets. Then a decapitated cow walks in and they struggle with that too. I thought zombies were supposed to have a brain. That's why you shoot them in the head, right? Ah, never mind. This scene is actually pretty fucked up though. They grab their next lead and continue their undead mystery. At the library, they discover this lead has to do with the deaths of several tycoons, including Miss James's father, that Vincent Price dude. Roger and Randy swing on down to Loudermilk, aka Vincent Price's mausoleum, in search of clues. It's here that Randy reveals her true relationship with Loudermilk.
Outside it says Arthur P. Loudermilk, beloved husband to Loretta. It doesn't mention any darling daughter.
All right. I met him in the hospital. I was there for drug rehab, and he took me under his wing.
The daughter he never had?
Yeah, and he got me that great house and set me up with a job at Dante, and I bet he never even knew what kind of snake hole he was dropping me
So this whole zombie thing came as a complete surprise to you?
I swear. You believe me, don't you?
No!
They also find their next clue in a lampshade. Why is a lamp in a mausoleum? Do they even have electricity? They meet up with Doug, who also happens to be murdered, in a kind of hilarious way. Then Randy tells the even truer truth.
I was dead.
What do you mean?
They brought me back, Roger, just like you. Only they said I'd have a normal lifespan as long as I helped them.
Then she quickly decomposes.
I'm sorry, Roger.
How can a skull talk without lungs? Roger deciphers the last clue and confronts the culprit. Dr. Ernest McNabb, a character I'm just now mentioning. Before Roger can get his revenge, however, some zombie servants and Thule grab him.
Good evening, Doctor.
Well, it's about time. Where the hell you been? This bastard almost killed me.
They carry off Roger to an ambulance, where he finds Rebecca, his coroner girlfriend, dead. That's not so bad, though. It's technically not necrophilia if you're already dead. They leave Roger inside to slowly rot away, but he's got a trick or two up his sleeve. The ambulance crashes into a few automobiles, causing a pretty decent explosion. Then at the scene of the accident, Roger breaks out of his body bag, freaking everybody out.
Hold it. That's far enough.
Detective Mortis, homicide.
You're a cop?
Surprise. I need your gun, officer.
Roger Mortis commandeers a police motorcycle and continues his badass manhunt. As it turns out, Loudermilk isn't dead anymore.
I saw you buried, Arthur.
Damn it, I saw you buried!
Oh, I'm afraid you have been misled, Walter.
He proposes to these wealthy old fucks that he can keep them alive forever if they pay him. Why would you want to be alive forever as an old person? Roger breaks into this facility, wiping everyone in his path out, while delivering some cheesy one-liners.
Sit down.
Mortis reaches this little meeting and really puts this movie's squibs to work. Before taking his final revenge once again, McNabb reveals that they've brought Doug back to life.
You're alive.
He can't understand a word you said, Roger. He's been brain dead too long.
No, he's always been that way. Doug chokes his partner, but Roger reminds him who his true pal is.
Remember the lipstick? Mulberry wine? Brings out my eyes?
Roger?
Roger!
They team up and slowly approach McNabb, but he takes the coward's way out. So they bring him back to life and explode him. They then finish off the place.
Hey, Rod, you think we'll be reincarnated? As what? I don't know. Maybe you get a choice. You can be whatever you want.
Oh, you mean like a statesman or a president or a prize-winning novelist?
Personally, I'd like to come back as the seat on a girl's bike.
Well, that was Dead Heat. The type of movie only the 80s could provide us with. It's actually a pretty funny movie, but the horror elements feel a bit out of place. I give it undead chicken wings out of Joe Piscopo's mullet. Are you going to leave your house soon? I need to replace one of the cameras.
Roger, you were underwater in that jacuzzi for 5 straight minutes.
That's right, I was.
Did you teach my girlfriend how to do that?